They were trying to trim a tree, but something went terribly wrong. Police say an eastern Kentucky couple died in a freak accident. A Clay County man charged with murder tonight after police say he shot his niece during an argument.
A group wants to remove the cross from the Wilmore water tower, but residents I spoke with don't want to see it touched. We'll hear from them coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 11.
Good evening to you. Neighbors call it a tragic accident. Investigators say a husband and wife were killed when a tree limb fell on them outside a Bath County home. It happened this morning at a home on Pine Grove Road, not far from the Olympia community. Police say the couple was trimming a tree at the time. New tonight, Monique Blair talked to a neighbor. It's our top story at 11.
Especially bizarre because it happened on Pine Grove, of all places.
Pine Grove Road is a windy road with more trees than homes, and the people who live on Pine Grove tell me it's usually a very peaceful, quiet road.
This is a small town. I didn't really think that anything like that would ever happen around here, but it did.
A little after 10 o'clock Monday morning, Kentucky State Police say they were called out to this property for reports of a fatal tree trimming accident. They say 66-year-old Ralph Davis and his wife, 56-year-old Dorothy Davis, were trying to trim a tree on their property. But what began as basic yard work had a tragic ending. Kentucky State Police say the accident happened here on the Davis's property in Olympia Springs. They say Ralph and his wife Dorothy were trying to cut down a tree when the tree limb fell on them and killed them both.
Well, they seem like nice people, but I just didn't know them too well.
Ryan Beecraft lives just a few doors down from the property the Davises owned. He says for years he has known the couple to work on their property. And although they seemed friendly, Beecraft says they kept to themselves for the most part.
It looked like they were working on that concrete foundation with a little house on it, and he waved at me one time I went by and got his dog one time. Besides that, I didn't really talk to him at all.
In Bath County, Monique Blair, WKYT.
State police are still investigating, but they do not suspect any foul play. Well, tonight we have been tracking a line of showers and storms that have been moving across Kentucky. Meteorologist Jim Caldwell shows us what's on the first alert defender right now. Jim?
And it really started blowing up right after we went off the air at 6 o'clock across parts of western sections of Kentucky and toward Louisville as well. And then it just rolled right toward us. And tonight it's now well to our east after dealing with a lot of moderate and heavy rain here in Lexington. You can see it's all south and east of here now along the Mountain Parkway, and then back towards Somerset as well. It's loaded up in the front, though, with lightning and a little more intense activity as the kind of leading edge is now cutting deeper and deeper into eastern Kentucky. Let's get you up to date on some of these other scans and some of these other locations. We're at Richmond. You're about to catch a break. It's already starting to lighten up for you. Well, it's going to get very light and non-existent here soon. From Irvin to Stanton over to Frenchburg as well. Give it another 30 minutes or so and you will watch it rapidly decrease in intensity. Same thing for you folks there in West Liberty. Out toward Moorhead, you're already getting into that clearer zone. But lightning is really lighting up the skies there across Leslie County and along the Hal Rogers Parkway is one of the more intense areas of the entire complex is still rolling through. So we're tracking that. After these showers and thunderstorms get through here, we start talking about temperatures taking a hit for tomorrow. We're only around 63 for a high. That's the first wave. That's the first front tonight. But look at the next one on Friday. Puts us in the 50s for the weekend, Amber. We will track all of this hour by hour coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Jim, thank you. New tonight, police have charged a Clay County man with murder after the shooting death of his niece. State police arrested 64-year-old Joe Collins this afternoon after the shooting on Highway 149 near Manchester. Police say Collins and the victim, 41-year-old Goldie Bowling, got into an argument. At some point, they say Collins shot Bowling. She later died at a hospital. Police tell us they're still trying to figure out what led to that argument and the shooting. Tonight, police are looking for 3 persons of interest after a man was found dead in a Pulaski County rental cabin. The Pulaski County Sheriff's Office says 34-year-old Danny Poor was shot. Investigators found his body yesterday afternoon inside a cabin at the Pulaski County Park. They think he was killed within the 24 hours before they found him. At this point, police aren't sure what led to that deadly shooting.
The park's a very safe place. Tourist traffic there is considerable in the summer, and we just don't have any trouble there.
Police have identified Cara Bell, Jesse Brown, and Rexall Brown as persons of interest in this case. They say they want to talk to those people. Investigators say Poor was living in Louisville but was originally from Monticello. Lexington police are looking for 2 men after shots were fired into 3 homes this afternoon. It happened just after 4 this afternoon in an apartment building on Lindenhurst Drive off Palumbo Drive. Police say 10 shots were fired into 3 units, but no injuries were reported. Police say the suspects drove off in a silver 2015 Toyota Camry that's a rental car. New tonight, police have arrested a man they say broke into a home while a family was inside. The Whitley County Sheriff's Office charged 20-year-old Tyler Bowman with burglary, menacing, and alcohol intoxication. Police say late Monday night, the owner of a home on Ellison Bend Road saw Bowman in the living room going through the family's belongings. The homeowner held him there until police arrived. Investigators say Bowman had been drinking and got into the home through an unlocked door. They say he told them he thought he was at his own home. It has been at the top of Wilmore's water tower for decades, but now one organization is calling for the Jessamine County City to remove a cross. As we first told you over the weekend, the water tower stands on Asbury University's property. New tonight, Sam Smith talked to the organization that wants the cross removed, and he talked to some people in Wilmore to see what they think.
The Freedom from Religion Foundation says they received a complaint about the cross on top of the Wilmore water tower. So they sent a letter to the city asking for its removal.
It's been an icon in Wilmore for as long as I can remember. I grew up in Jessamine County.
Residents like Dusty Menifee don't want to see it touched.
If you don't want to look at it, don't look at it.
Even though the water tower is on the Asbury campus, it's city-owned. That's why the foundation wants it removed. City leaders are strongly against that.
If it's a city-owned object, it needs to be free from religion.
A spokesperson says the university is monitoring the situation closely, is consulting with city leadership, and is supportive of their efforts and response to the situation. The foundation is based in Wisconsin and has more than 23,000 members nationwide.
I mean, why would they care? I mean, leave us alone. We like it.
Linda Gepper has lived in Wilmore for 24 years. She says online and around town, the opinion is the same among residents.
And overwhelmingly, we want to keep it.
The mayor says it won't be taken down unless they're forced to take it down. In Wilmore, Sam Smith, WKYT.
The foundation is considering legal action against the city if the cross isn't removed. You can read its letter to Wilmore city leaders on WKYT.com. New tonight, a group of Rowan County leaders hopes to meet with Governor Beshear tomorrow about the issue of county clerks and marriage licenses. Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis and 2 other clerks in the state say they can't issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples for religious reasons. According to the Family Foundation, the group from Rowan County wants to offer the governor help in resolving the situation. The governor has refused to call a special legislative session to address the issue. The candidates for Kentucky Attorney General discussed the marriage license issue during a debate that aired on KET's Kentucky Tonight. Republican Whitney Westerfield supports a special session designed to accommodate county clerks, and he says the governor should have done more to protect Kentucky's Religious Freedom Act. But Democrat Andy Beshear says there's no need for a special session, and Kentucky law doesn't allow for a clerk's name to be removed from a marriage license.
Of course, these licenses need to be issued. The Supreme Court has ruled we have a compelling interest to use the language of the rule, to use the language of the law. We clearly have a compelling interest, but there's a way to do this to get those licenses issued and to protect the religious freedoms of those clerks that object.
You cannot, through executive order or any other law, change what is explicitly required in the statute now. In January, on January 5th, if the legislature comes in and wants to make a change in how these licenses are issued, they can, as long as it meets the requirement of the Supreme Court decision.
Election Day is November 3rd. That is 3 weeks from tomorrow. Tonight, we are learning more about a body found in the freezer of a Pulaski County home last month. Today, during a hearing for Gary Jenks' girlfriend, Teresa Owens, police testified that so far they haven't found anything suspicious about the way Jenks died. Investigators think he may have had a stroke, but Owens has been charged with evidence tampering and abuse of a corpse. Police say she put his body in the freezer.
Ms. Owens stated that she panicked. She was embarrassed of her house. She panicked and didn't know what to do, so it wasn't a logical thing to do. That's what she done.
The judge decided there was enough evidence to send the case against Owens to the grand jury. Investigators say they're waiting on blood work before deciding if Jenk's death was natural or foul play. Tonight, a newly released report suggests some Lexington fire stations should be moved to better protect the city. The city paid Public Safety Solutions Incorporated to conduct the study, which is based on population shifts in Lexington. The study recommends combining the Marino Street and West Jefferson Street fire stations downtown. It also recommends adding a station in Masterson Station and moving fire stations on Tates Creek Road and Finney Drive. The Urban County Council will discuss the study during a meeting tomorrow night. A strange theft in eastern Kentucky. Police arrested a man they said was driving a stolen school bus. 19-year-old David Farley now faces several charges, including driving under the influence, fleeing and evading police. Police say the bus was parked outside the driver's home when it was stolen early yesterday morning.
They had heard the engine or something start, then they seen that strobe light, which is very obvious. So that's when they knew something was occurring. And he backed it out and took it down Johns Creek 8 miles until they recovered.
Police say the bus was not damaged. It was actually used today to take students to and from school. With Christmas around 2.5 months away, the Lexington Fraternal Order of Firefighters is already thinking about its annual toy program. But to get started, firefighters need a building to store all the toy donations and hand them out, and they need your help. Firefighters are asking for someone to donate the use of a building for the toy program. They say they usually can't run the program out of the same place every year.
That's why, unfortunately, we have to move year to year, because by the time we wait for the next Christmas, that building is either re-rented or torn down, or someone's looking at it to buy.
Firefighters hope to use a 15,000 square foot building, preferably with heat, working bathrooms, and plenty of parking. If you can help, you're asked to let the fire department know. Firefighters say the program helps about 2,000 children in Fayette County each year. A new restaurant will open soon in downtown Lexington. Hopcat plans to open in the square at 11 a.m. on Saturday, October 24th. The restaurant features what's being billed as Kentucky's largest craft beer bar. Restaurant owners say the first 200 people to visit on the 24th will receive a free order of Hopcat's signature French fries every week for a year.